What is going on, you guys? I am on the way to North Richland Hills to a card show. It's supposed to have like 60 to 80 tables. We'll see. I've never been to this show. Other than the Dallas card show, I probably haven't been to a card show in 2 years. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be looking for, I think, late 90s, mid 90s, early 2000 refractors of Hall of Famers or potential Hall of Famers. So we will see how that goes. I'm looking forward to it. My budget is $500 hairs, and I think that is about that. We got about a 45-minute drive. I don't know about you, but I always feel awkward like making content or shooting video inside the shows. Some of you guys, like Sammy Thunder and Orlando, are so good at it, like really good at it, and I mean, I just feel so out of place doing that. So I probably won't do that. I'll try to get a little footage just walking around the room, just to prove I was at a card show. But that's that. So let's see how today goes. That was a little different than the show I went to last weekend with the Dallas card show. I'd say 50-50 Pokemon, so if you're into that, it's an awesome show. If you're not into that, there's plenty of stuff for you here. But I would say Ultra Modern was the name of the game. I'm looking for mid-90s, late 90s, early 2000s refractors, and there was one guy, and I got what he had, and it wasn't even perfect because it was like Bowman Chrome Refractors, which isn't my speed. I prefer Topps. There's a lot of women, a lot of young women with like Pelican cases with no boyfriends. They're here on their own. Super cool to see that. Very unique. And then a lot of talk of whatnot. Like I just kept hearing whatnot. You could put this on whatnot and triple your money and blah blah blah. And so that was pretty interesting. Really cool. There's only like 80 tables maybe, and I'd say 10 of those were like one-off tables, like 3D printed Pokemon items, or there was 2 people selling baked goods in there, which was pretty cool. But that's that. So let me drive home and I will show you what I got, which wasn't much, but what I did get I think was pretty cool. So I was in the show probably about 5 minutes, and I was kind of getting nervous already that I wasn't going to find anything. And then 10 minutes, and then 15 minutes, and then 20 minutes, and I still hadn't found a single card. So I started getting a little antsy and wanting to just get on the scoreboard, if you will. And so I got to a table, and I bought some cards that I normally wouldn't buy at a show like this, but like I said, I wanted to get on the board, and so I got these refractors, which I normally wouldn't get. I'm working on Juan Soto's player era run. I do think he's going to be a future Hall of Famer, but this isn't the type of card I would normally get. This is an all-star card, and I'm working on his base run. But I wanted to get on the board, and this guy had a dollar box, and so I picked it up. And I got all of these right here in this stack at the same table. And it was all for, I think I got 11 or 12 cards. And that thing looks incredible. 11 or 12 cards, and I paid $10. Remember as a kid having this and thinking this was Chipper Jones' rookie card. And this is also back when Ryan Klesko was a decent deal. Like, he was a really good ball player. And then a bunch of these here, these 65s. 65s. Man, I am a hot mess today. 86s. My goodness. Let's learn to talk, jabroni. But I seen these. They were in pretty good shape, and I was looking for centering, and so I needed to get these for all these guys' player run. I was there. I wanted to get on the board, and then of course I buy cards like this that I already had. But when you're Garrett, you don't bring checklists to show because you go unprepared. And so now I have 2 of this one. So if you need it, let me know, and I'll just put a stamp on it and send it your way. I thought these looked super cool. What are these, 82s? Yeah. These were gorgeous. He had a fat stack of 1982 cards, and a lot of them were off-centered. And I was able to find these 2 that I'm happy to put in the PC. And then these last 2 cards, like, I don't know what it is. I love starting lineup cards. I was a big starting lineup collector as a kid, 8, 9, 10 years old. We'd go to Walmart, and if they didn't have cards there, then I would try to buy a starting lineup. And because they had a card in there, and so I always thought that was cool. And I think that's where my infatuation for these starting lineup cards come from. So when I seen this Eddie Murray for $1, definitely scooped it up. I was actually very excited to get this one, and I was very excited to get this next one too. This Drake's. I'd never seen this card before. I'm sure some of you guys have seen this a ton. I just never seen it. So this is what, 1981 Drake's. What was that? Was that like a pharmacy or something, or a drugstore? Let me know in the comment section. If I wasn't shooting the video right now, I would look it up. But super cool card. So out of all of this was purchased at one time, and I would say, once again, just wanted to get on the board. This was $10 for all of this stuff, and I was very happy to get these 2 guys here. Next, oh, my camera's... Next, I went to a table, and I don't know if you are aware of the Pacific set that they made of Nolan Ryan in the early 90s. They made about 250 billion copies of each card. But they look a lot like this. And these cards, they might be worth 5 cents. But I was on a mission. I was looking for the Nolan Ryan Bloody Lip card. Okay, I learned about this card, the value of this card, about 3 weeks ago, a week before the Dallas Card Show. And I found one there. I bought it for $1 at the Dallas Card Show, and I sold it this past week for $14. And that's actually what they're going for on eBay. So I found that card in this guy's box, and this was all I wanted. I didn't want to buy anything else. But I didn't really want to show my hand. And so I bought these 2. My parents live in Alvin, Texas. That's where Nolan Ryan was born and raised. So I got that one, and I got this one because, well, I'm a big fan of Texas. So once again, these aren't going anywhere. These aren't PC or anything like that. I just kind of got these 2 as decoys to get this guy, which I'll be putting in my eBay store. So with these, same thing. If you want these 2, let me know. You can have them. Finally, I got to a table I was somewhat excited for. There wasn't a table with a whole lot of refractors, and I found one, and I was able to get some of these. Absolutely gorgeous. I didn't know until right before I started shooting this video that this card was actually numbered to 499. So super cool. What is this? 2005 it looks like. 2005 Bowman Chrome. Beautiful card. And I got these 2 from the same dealer. I'm not collecting football. I'm not getting back into that. But I do want to put cool cards in my eBay store when I can, and I think this is a super cool card. And then Piazza, he's looking a little chunky there. I don't remember Piazza ever looking like a chunk, but he's looking a little chunky, looking like a skinnier version of me in that picture. I'm not a big Bowman Chrome guy, but there wasn't a whole lot of shiny cards at the show, and so when I found some, I wanted to pick them up. And then my last pickup, which was my biggest pickup, would be this guy. Super happy with this, but it can't stay in the PC like this, you know. And why do we do that? Because we're doing it raw, baby. That's how we're collecting. So, till next time, adios, be safe, bye-bye. Doodles.